Well, I'm going live now just to check. There appears to be some kind of delay going on with my YouTube, just to see whether my voice is sounding correctly. Let- it appears to be working rather well. That's good. Welcome to NoChaNoMa, Simon's Living Room. For anybody who may join, I don't know, I've sent you all spammed the links as usual. Welcome to my real living room here. I've occasionally done this before, but I thought a change is as good as a rest. Here we are with my new microphone downstairs and my books and my pictures of my friends in Japan there. This is an occasioned by the fact that my guests have all booked for April, as I mentioned in the advert. They've all shifted to April, should I say. I've been in communication with my guest for next week. She's in Singapore. I've got to think of some questions for her. And then also, I must get in touch with my guest for the 11th. Hi, Perk. Nice to see you. I'm glad that I'm not alone. I went out into town earlier just to get a bit of fresh air, and very quiet out there. Don't know what it's like where you are, but here it's all fairly deserted. And where's my wine? Down here. Okay. Right. No green screen issues going on now. It's the real deal. No Fukui living room, but a Belgian living room. First floor, looking out onto deserted street. Saying very quiet. Yes. Well, I've just had a rather nice hour or so. My friend Chuck the Magpie, Charlie, the singer friend from Japan, she was doing her weekly. She does a weekly live stream on a platform called Showroom, and she decided that she would do it a Saturday rather than the usual midweek days, which was good because she invited me on. I didn't actually appear. I was sat here with the phone, and she lined me, and I talked to her and her audience, or with her and her audience in English. Our audience is nearly all Japanese, so she would occasionally stop and translate. But that was fun. It was nice to catch up with her. Basically, it was almost like a private chat with Charlie, because she's my friend, and catching up. And the audience just had to make do. But unfortunately, she doesn't. They're not archived or anything. It's just like a random thing. It's if you Google Showroom, it's like a Japanese thing, and mostly it appears to be young Japanese women doing live streams. But she's been on it, obviously because she's a singer, and it's a way of promoting, and she's got a following there. But yeah, that was fun. Got my voice exercised and warmed up. Written in English. Showroom. Yes, if you type Showroom in English in Google, I'll tell you what. I'll see if I can get the link. Hang on. Where is it? Check them out. I'll pop this up. Okay. Copy that. Close it again. And I'll put it in the comments here, and you can then copy and paste it. And there we go. Yeah, she does, I think, Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm not quite sure, some Japan time. And occasionally she does actually appear on it. She turns on her webcam. But it's all in Japanese, usually then, and it's an entire Japanese audience. But if you log in, you have to log in to actually comment, and so you have to sort of create an account. But if you do log in and create an account and go in, you just say, I sent you, you're a friend of mine or something, and that'll ring a bell, and it'll be, you may get some kind of interaction. But I'm saying this because some of the people that were watching, or at least one of them, certainly the Japanese audience, subscribe to my live stream channel, so it's only fair. Return the favor, as it were. but yes, she has a YouTube channel, Charlie Shikazaki, and she's doing like covers of, it's all Japanese cover songs of Japanese pop songs and stuff. Of course, she's a singer, obviously, but she's also a professor with a PhD and a student at the Hong Kong Theatre college. So it's quite multi-talented, and she's been on my show several times on my previous show. So somebody joined and then left again. They must have clicked on the link. Yes, they're very talented. It's yes. I'm just lazy. I could be talented, but so yes, it was. This is the stream of consciousness. I was explaining to the audience there and on my friend's show that you know, ishiki no nagare, which is Japanese for stream of consciousness. And one of them said, he's not very educated. What does that mean, stream of consciousness? I said, basically, it's me waffling on for an hour after a glass of wine or two. But I do talk to the audience, Perk, and anybody else who will show up. I've sent you links. Who is the second person watching? Is that you, Ellen? Because I sent you a link. And interact with the audience, which is how it goes. Keeps me from going insane or more insane. But yes, I'm the only thing problem with doing it this way, with having my real living room on screen, is I've got to disconnect all this stuff and take it back upstairs. And before go and pick up my son, because he'll need this screen here back over there to connect his PlayStation to. So I'll have to go and reassemble this upstairs. But that's no big problem, because I was actually just chatting before, very briefly, on Twitch with Japandi Jones, Jonesing for Japan, who's also been on the show a while ago. He's now actually back in Japan without his mother, Oba-chan, from Oba-chan's class. And he was just in a ramen restaurant eating ramen on Twitch and talking to his followers there. But unfortunately, he couldn't join. I was going to try and get him to join as an impromptu guest, but it would have sort of made his stream collapse or something like that. So he couldn't join. But I've Radri has been on Twitch. He did his interview with Tikio Sam the other week on Twitch, and I thought, because Radri was thinking, he's nothing's much happening on his YouTube channel, so perhaps he should switch to Twitch. Switch to Twitch. It's not easy to say that very fast after 2 glasses of wine. But yes, I have a Twitch channel that I started a few years ago, and that was only just to watch Jenny Silver play Final Fantasy 15, and I just did it for one day. But I had this channel then, and I never did anything with it. So I went back and dusted it off and changed its name to Simon NoChaNoMa and all that business, and logged into Twitch stream, and I've now got all this, that, and the other ready to go, and I just need to investigate. So once I've got all this show's over and I've put everything back upstairs, I'm going to go and investigate whether I can actually have guests on the show, and then I may do Twitch during the week, actually, and I'll say why. Obviously, with the current situation, we're all on kind of like lockdown, and the economy is all going haywire, and my work it has meant that I've been outside, not in contact with people, so it doesn't really affect me. And I was hoping that it would affect me, and then they would say, "Oh, stay at home, Simon." But no. Come in and lug so many tons of tiles to deliver to customers and so on. So I've been doing that all week. But now they tell me that that's the situation that's going to be until the end of the month, which is middle of next week. But after that, there's a possibility that I may be technically unemployed. Can I stream it both at the same time? I'm not sure. StreamYard can if you pay pay the subscription fee to StreamYard. I think you can stream simultaneously on 2 platforms, but I'm not willing to pay $20 a month. So anyway, yes, especially next week, where I may be technically unemployed from the middle of the week, depending on how much work there is to do at work. I may be asked to just stay home, in which case I get 70% of my wages paid by the government, but it gives me a lot of free time. And so I could be twitching like this, or hopefully with guests. I don't know. I mean, I'm only connected to Jenny Silver Radri and the Arissa from the wife of One More Gaijin. But she just does like game streaming. Twitch is mostly gaming. But there's occasional. There are other like subjects and stuff you can do on Twitch, but it's very obscure compared to YouTube. I got to look for the kanji for partial unemployment. Arbeito, but that's arbeito is like part-time employment. But I'm already arbeito. I mean, I've been arbeito for 26 years, so. It's just you and me, it appears to be, Perk. This could be a personal conversation between me and Perk for about an hour. Everybody else is probably on lockdown and doing something else, like playing Candy Crush or something. I did spam everybody, but they probably got sick of it. I don't know. Oh, I'm also in competition with Kei-san Death because she's live, but she's always live. And the secret viewer. Yes. Hello, secret viewer. Welcome. If that's KH who subscribed earlier, thank you for your subscription. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on in English. I suspect you're Japanese. And so this could all be rather meaningless to you. Yes, you're allowed to go out here on a bike and walk your dog and go for a hard run. They said, I was listening to the news this morning. But you have to come back immediately. And if you do go out, you can only go out in a group. Hello, who's that? Was that me? Ah, Warren. Oh, blimey. It's my friend. A friend of Caffeine Jedi's, and he appears to be holding a baby. I never knew you were pregnant. So yes, where was I? Stream of consciousness got interrupted by a friend showing me his newborn. Yes, so you're allowed to go out, but not mingle. You can't mingle. Whatever you do, don't mingle. In order to curtail the transmission of the virus. Well, I mean, for me, that's no big deal. For 10 years, or I've not really mingled, so I cannot be held responsible for infecting anybody with anything. But my friend here in the background, I was messaging her this morning, and she's going out, you know. So it's in Japan. It's all kind of. It's pretty intense where you are. In Japan, I mean, they're advised. My singer friend was telling me that it's advised. She's being sensible and being in lockdown. She has her food delivered, and she can't even go and see her mother, who doesn't live that far away, relatively speaking. You know, only like a metro train ride away. but that area has been locked down according to, the request from the Tokyo government, metropolitan government. And it's a request, like I was reading on Facebook, and people, are not being forced or demanded that they lock down, which is why my friend is off out. But my singer friend's mother can't get out of the house, basically, and also supermarkets there for some reason in that area of Tokyo are closed. Social pressure, yes. If the neighbors see you going out without a mask or gloves, and venturing beyond the end of your driveway or whatever, then they'll call the police. I mean, there's been no police activity here for citizens walking about. As I say, you can walk about with your dog, or rent a dog, or you can jog or run, if you're crazy, or you can cycle, or go out with relatives at 1.5 meter distance from your house. And at the moment, there's no limit to the radius, but you're obviously advised not to linger and go back. But in general, people are not going out. Oh, your mother got it 2 weeks ago. That's good that she recovered. Frederick, I think Frederick, who sometimes appears in comments. He's concerned that he might have it in Switzerland there, and I was chatting to him as well that he's got all the kind of symptoms, but they don't test. There's the problem. There's no testing available because there's not enough test kits, or no directive, and people are not being advised to go and get tested only if they reach a certain level of inconvenience. So I mean, I've been lucky. I mean, with my total lack of social life and the manner of my work, which is basically me going to work, working in the yard all day, occasionally going out delivering tiles to sort of random people, and not actually coming in contact with them. I'm probably quite lucky. Oh, you get the sniffles, yeah. I mean, I think last week I got a kind of like I got a cold sore on my lip. I thought, ooh. You're just reading the news. Yes, you can get paranoid. This is a problem. There's that much information out there, and half of it is like half truths and urban legends. You never quite know what's going on. I mean, I suppose if you just have to strictly adhere to. I've got wine. I've got a wine mustache. Adhere to guidelines. Maybe what are the guidelines? I mean, they differ from country to country. And in the UK now, people are sort of panicking. I saw a post on Facebook that one of my brother-in-law shared, and it showed they live in the Lake District in the north of England, which is an area of natural beauty, which isn't obviously a magnet for people, and it's relatively remote, out in the countryside, and more sheep than people, and so obviously, presumably, some people think, oh, we can go there, we'll not be affecting anybody, but they're so paranoid over there in England because of the situation that there's a photograph of obviously visitors to the Lake District, not locals, camping. They've set up a tent in the middle of nowhere, and they park their car near it, and the local farmer then proceeds, having established that there's nobody in the tent, to drive over the tent with his tractor because he's annoyed that outsiders have come in here and they're going to infect us, sort of thing. Boris got it. jolly good. Yes, that's as far as I'm going politically. But yeah, it's getting a bit mad. Get off my land. Yeah, I'm not particularly partisan when it comes to politics, but certain figures do not receive my sympathy. Yes, I mean, this is what the lockdown's all about, obviously, people have it, they're asymptomatic, don't know they've got it, and then wander about. I mean, this could be the case in Japan, of course, in Tokyo. There could be a sudden surge because nobody, I think my friend Sandy, the voice actress who lives there, constantly posts on Facebook about, the complete lack of awareness of Japanese people. But that's, they listen to government. They base their judgments on the authority of the government, and if the government isn't posting anything accurate because it was trying to keep the Olympics alive, then obviously people are not aware. Yes, I think some borders in Europe are obviously being closed now. You can't go. You can't even get out of Belgium now. You can drive to the border, and wave at the border patrol police, and drive back. Or you're not even allowed to drive recreationally. I'd be seriously tempted to just go to the Ardennes, which is also a fairly remote sort of hills and woods and the occasional village sort of place in Belgium, and rather nice. And if I'm going to be technically unemployed next week, I could pop in my car and drive down there. But I think I'm worried about being stopped by the police saying, "Where do you go?" I'm just going for a drive around the Ardennes. No, sorry, go back. What's probably going to get postponed? The Olympics. The Olympics have been postponed. Yes, the Olympics were postponed a couple of days ago till 2021, theoretically spring 2021. But yeah, this is probably why now they're saying, "Oh, perhaps we should stay at home and try to sort of do something about it." Hello, third person. Welcome to the NoChaNoMa, Simon's living room. This is my real living room, which you don't often get to. They've disappeared again. It's just me. People pop in and disappear. I'm getting very echoey. I've got this microphone, and it picks up everything, including the 3-foot-tall ceiling and hard floors of my my real living room. I don't have any sound control. I've lost a second person already. They've gone. They've got fed up. It's just me and you, Puck. And anybody watching after the event, I don't blame you. You have my perfect sympathies. It's just an hour of me again. But or I may curtail it, unless something really interesting happens and more people turn up. I may curtail this. It could be a short stream. I could go, and then it would give me time to pack all this stuff up and take it back upstairs. Yes, it's difficult. I was talking to my friend on she enjoyed the fact that my shows were structured, especially for the guests, and that within the structure of the show, sort of topics and questions, they could then stick to those and then edge away and have a free chat. But an hour free chat of me just rambling on, I can fully appreciate that would, with my voice, that you perhaps don't want to nod off too early in the evening or the afternoon. So I may round up quite soon, because I was hoping that perhaps more people would show up. I'll give them a few more minutes or so. But extraordinary circumstances and all that. And I can't sing like Case and Death. She's still alive. I've not had any guests for the whole month, Perk, unfortunately. I did tell a lie. Like at the beginning of the month, purely by chance, Light Japan from Kyushu, Winant, he was able to join via the phone. So I was holding my phone up for the almost the entire show, and he was on there, and I'm grateful to him for that livened things up slightly. But it's been just me for the past month, really, in this sort of situation. Perhaps it works better on Twitch. I don't know. Yeah, no. Last week I didn't have anybody. It was kind of more of the same, but just with my green screen. Oh, I'll tell you what, Perk. Since you're here, and since I went to the effort, I thought perhaps I would be actually visually on my friend's showroom show. I went to the trouble of getting an appropriate background. There we go. I don't know if I started playing. Yeah, okay. I just catched somebody's video off YouTube. What have I done? Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. There we are. Back to normal. Simon Gaming. I only really play one game, and that's Uncharted 4 at the moment. I go onto YouTube and I look for things like speed runs and how to do particular levels differently. But it's a game that's been out for a couple of years, so would not really go down that much on the. Yes, this is somebody with a fancy GH5 camera taking shots of Tokyo at night. I thought that would make a nice background relative to the show. My friend's showroom show, since she was in Tokyo and the audience would mostly be from Tokyo. Unfortunately, I mean, I have to actually download these videos onto my computer and take some storage space before I could use the app that I'm using now to actually show this like this, and just put in a YouTube URL and it would play it without taking up space on the computer. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to do that anymore. So backgrounds are a rarity. Excuse me, that's a goods train going past. Well, I've got another couple of minutes, Perk. You and I here enjoying. So actually from 2014, this video. So some memories of Tokyo at night. And I may then wrap it up. And I could keep rambling on for another 30 minutes. But it may be better to keep things concise. You never know. This could be one of the least viewed videos next week, folks. And Perk. Folks and Perk. I will have a guest, and it will be more of a show. Depends on the topic. Yeah, well, there wasn't really a topic there. I mean, next week I shall just be catching Radri or most viewed videos. Oh, it will be. Hi, Radri. Will this be one of my most viewed videos? No, my most viewed videos I was a video response back in the day. I made a video response to Caffeine Jedi's drunken pasta video. So I made a pasta dessert video, and that's for some reason that's got over 1,000 views. The secret viewer. He just popped in and what are we saying? More of a quarantine. Yes. I was the reply girl on Caffeine Jedi. That's very accurate. I mean, one of the things that sealed my friendship with Stephanie, Caffeine Jedi, was I mean, she was a YouTube friend of Comical Rainer, and those two decided to do a live stream together. And obviously, I was one of the viewers, and they said at the time when they were doing the live stream that to any viewers, for some reason, it was summer or something like that, and they were laughing and joking and saying that they should both appear on the show in their bikinis. And they said to anybody who they had a competition, and the competition was anybody that sent in a photo to either of them with them in a bikini. They would choose which one would then appear with them live, not in a bikini, but just appear on their show together with them. And I apparently was the only person who sent in a picture of themselves in a bikini, which has been lost forever and will never be seen by anybody except them ever. But it got me on their live stream and sealed my friendship with them. And I subsequently went to visit Caffeine Jedi in Brighton when she lived there a couple of times, and that sort of deepened the friendship. And on one occasion, Comical Rainer came over from Canada, and because she was with her husband who has relatives in England, and we all met up, which was rather good. I've got some video of it somewhere, which I never released. Did they make me promise this? Not to tell, not to... No, I promised myself. I have it on an old digital camera, a picture. It was sort of like an indigo-coloured bikini that I got from a second-hand shop. And I had an umbrella, which I was using like a cane, and I had a top hat and sunglasses. And it was sent personally. It was never went through the internet, as far as I know. An old digital camera, yes, an old digital camera. Yeah, that still has an SD card in it with photos from about 6 years ago, as you do with digital cameras. You know, you like take lots of photographs and then you never print the damn things off. But yes, I mean, those days are gone. I shall never do that again. I achieved what I set out to, which was become friends with Comical Rainer and Caffeine Jedi, and I'm still friends with them, and thankfully no longer have to be a transvestite to do that. You've got that picture stuck in your mind. I've got it stuck on my camera. It's interesting. I'll put it that way. I could sell it on eBay. Yes, when I become famous. Simon, yes, Simon, 3 old dudes, as I was. Yeah, I may have to sell it on eBay. And, I was explaining to you before, Radri, I was just telling Perk about the fact that middle of next week I may be technically unemployed. So I may need a source of income. This picture was taken, let's think, must have been about 6 years ago, something like that. When, it must have been about 6 years ago because I think my stomach was flat. Oh well, we went topless. The three old dudes went topless with Softy Papa and a couple of others, and all we had on was backpacks. Yes, but any viewers who have no idea what I'm talking about, this is my previous show, Three Old Dudes, which was myself, a Canadian who was on pills, and an Australian who possibly wished he was on pills. Oh, there he is. K-san is watching. Hello, K-san. I thought you were doing your live. Hello, Robert. K-Sunny. Or you're watching K-san. Hang on. K-san and you are watching. Or you are watching K-san. Is K-san watching me? That's a turn up for the books. Hello, K-san. Robert knows what I'm talking about because he was topless too. This could go on for an hour now. Oh, God, says Radri. Yes, I was explaining to Perk Radri about I should be dismantling all this stuff which is down in my living room and hoiking it back upstairs, and then spending the remainder of the afternoon after I've collected my son fiddling about on Twitch, establishing whether I can get guests on. She's watching you from your phone. Hang on. Yeah, now I'm completely confused. She's doing a live from her house. As far as I remember, I think she was doing a live stream from her house. We are both watching. Hello, K-san. Can you get into comments, K-san? Slobs. Yes. I don't think my computer. I have OBS, unless I deleted it on the computer, but I don't have the specs on my computer for it to work, and I have to do like fiddle around. I have to like dive into the graphics card and update drivers, and I just want something where I can just push a damn button and it works. So yeah, you have to learn about slobs. Well, I shall probably not be getting guests on Twitch then. I was saying to Perk, yeah, you can stream to multiple channels. Like I could be doing this simultaneously on here and Twitch from StreamYard, but StreamYard would then say, "Pay me the money." It chokes your computer. Yeah, it kind of makes it all crash, basically, which is not the idea. So if she's doing a live, I could go to her live stream on here, but it's too confusing at my age. I often just sort of pop into her live streams and say, "Hi, K-san," amongst all the Japanese viewers. You've been conversing. Well, if she's watching, say hi to her from me. Type hi to her. Say Simon says hi. And he hopes that if he does manage to get to Japan in November, which is current situation not certain, that he will hopefully meet up with her again. You no longer ask how these things are possible. Yeah, it's confusing. I think this will be like my last bit of wine because I need to give myself about half an hour to recuperate before driving to pick up my son. Twitch is worth it in the long run. Yeah, I was looking up, what you can do as a sort of beginner on Twitch, what they give you if you achieve partner status, and there's that many people that've got to follow you on Twitch for you to achieve partner status or whatever it is before you can. So good luck with that. I mean, I think I haven't actually yet subscribed to your channel, as it were. And yeah, there's all sorts of things like paid. You have to pay Twitch to subscribe to things. Don't like that. But you get, obviously, then once you achieve a certain level, money starts to come in. Like I said, you have to be that spotty kid on Fortnite, waffling on to people from your bedroom in your gaming chair. You can follow for free, yes. I mean, I followed Jenny Silver, Arissa from One More Gaijin, and you. Yes, I do follow you. It was Jonesing from Japan that I haven't followed yet. But I shall be experimenting with that later. I may do a test stream while I'm waiting to go on my son's PlayStation. BoomerTube. Well, no. This is it. Gen X gets missed out. You've got the silent generation, which are the pre-boomers. Then you've got the ones that they gave birth to, the boomers. And then you've got Gen X. Then you've got millennials. That's you. Then you've got Zoomers. And it's the Zoomers and the millennials and the boomers that are making all the fuss. And Gen X is like, hello, we're here, fuck off. Bikini tutorials on Twitch, how as a hairy middle-aged man you can wear a bikini in public. No, I don't know. It wasn't in public. Very comfy though, although the bra bit was a bit odd. I've still got it. It's in a drawer upstairs somewhere. I don't think the woman who gave it to the second-hand shop ever envisaged that it would be used for that purpose. Oh dear. Very odd things. Bikinis and swimming trunks. There's a dividing line between the beach and sort of the streets beyond the beach. If you go into the streets beyond the beach, beyond a certain point, wearing your bikini or your swimming trunks, then you're deemed weird. As long as you stay within a certain distance, it's perfectly fine to wander about in what is essentially your underwear. But beyond that, ooh, no. Yeah, I remember once, a long time ago, school trip, we went to the beach, and obviously you needed to go, and get changed. And there was nowhere to change on the beach, but there was a cafe very close to the beach. So went into the cafe, went into the toilets in the cafe, changed into beach wear, and came out of the toilets and walked through the cafe in swimming trunks and out onto the beach, getting strange looks. So, I mean, yes, it's a very odd social situation. I mean, you could sit at home, for example. I could sit here in my bikini, as it were. But the minute I went out the door, I'd probably be arrested. I don't know. Everybody wants to see that photo. Well, maybe just you and Perk. No. That never will be seen. It is burned into the memories of you. You have to ask Caffeine Jedi. No, don't ask Caffeine Jedi. Okay, I'm ready. Deep philosophical question. I'll take that with a pinch of salt, but here we go. For all my new viewers after the event, this has been... I'm now going to answer a deep philosophical question, and I'm waiting for the deep philosophical question. This could be the crux of the show. This could be what the make or break. Will I go viral after answering this question? Will, after 6 years of consistently every week being on a live stream, will I make it through answering this question? I'm waiting, Perk. Oh, all right. If you could buy just 3 items at the store, 3 items that would freak the cashier when you go to pay, like, what the fuck is he going to do with these 3 things? What items would you choose? Lube. Lube. What else would I buy? And a fire extinguisher. Well, I was going to go for lube, condoms, and ladies' underwear. But that wouldn't particularly freak anybody out, I don't think. Okay, Radri, well, let's put that question to you. Raise the tone of the show. He's gone. He's hiding. A bikini. They don't sell bikinis. They sell underwear and hosiery. You can get a chainsaw at your supermarket. Well, that's impressive. Soup. And a tutu. Ah, wait a minute. Don Quixote. No problem. They wouldn't bat an eyelid at Don Quixote if you did that. I mean, you could get soup and a tutu at Don Quixote. It'd be a bit difficult to get a chainsaw, perhaps. Viva Home. Viva. So they do have those things. Okay. They're used to you down there at Viva Home. I can just imagine Kiki, not a chainsaw again. Whoa. $2020 on Tokyo Tower there. This was back in 2014. So now it should be 2021, of course. Randra, you should go out and sneakily hijack one of those 2020 flags. Be a collector's item. Giant coffee cups. I only have a small coffee cup. This was my second cup today, which has all been negated by about 3 glasses of wine. Oh, I'm doing my Star Wars microphone support. Sorry. Yes, I figured out that I what to do to turn the knob on my interface now to make things work. I think the majority of my viewers, 100%. Okay, it's not good for the battery. K-san, if you're still watching, K-san, the Olympic mascots. Yes, I mean the sort of generic chibi-like characters that you could forget after you've seen them. I think one's pink and one's pink and white, and one's blue and white, and they look a bit like something like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. That's about all I remember about them. Not remotely inspiring at all. Why does everything have to be sort of like some children's cartoon character? I mean, what's the deal with that? I mean, the majority of the Japanese population is older than me, and yet they still go around, buying stuff and being inspired by kiddie cartoons. I know what the deal is. I mean, sociologically speaking, I have read up all about that, but still, get with it, man. Oh dear. 10 minutes before the end of the show, Simon loses the plot. I've got to switch back to my real living room, which is echoing tremendously. What is the deal then? It's soft power. Yes, what Radri said. It's soft power. It's there's a, how would I say, youth orientated, extreme youth orientated mindset in Japanese culture and celebration of, whereby things like kawaii characters are certainly in recent history. I mean, if you go back to the Meiji period, there were no or even the Taisho period, and so on. There wasn't this sort of obsession. It's only in the sort of mid to late 20th century that it developed. A new mascot, Simon in a bikini for the Tokyo Olympics. I can see me sort of on the advertising hoardings in Shibuya there, as you cross the like people stopping in the middle of the road going, what the fuck? Oh dear. I've managed to ramble for an hour. That's amazing. I always manage to do that, with your help, of course. And the viewers after the event, as I always say, I'm entirely grateful for the few seconds that you click on my video, watch it, and think, "Oh my god, what am I doing?" But it gets me the views. Chibi Simon, oh god, no, like bobblehead. Tokyo Drew has a bobblehead. I don't know. I have considered 3D printed living room. It's very dull. Very, 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 very dull. Simon NoChaNoMa action figure. Simon NoChaNoMa in action figure. Yes, merchandise. Merchandise is overrated. Unless you're on Twitch, of course, in which case it may be Maybe good for you growing your channel. A Funko Pop. Yeah, I call them bobbleheads. Yeah, Funko Pop. Yeah. There's an entire shop devoted to them somewhere in near Harajuku. Like, I was looking for a figure for my son. They didn't have a particular character. Moment of silence as I realized that I have not eaten since breakfast. With 5 minutes to go, I shall do the usual round of announcements. I've mentioned it already before. Some of the Funkos bobble. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They couldn't decide whether it was a bobblehead or a Funko Pop. So they combined the two and divided the income. So next week, Robert, if you're still watching, Kei-san, if you're still watching, you'll know who next week's guest is. It's Bernie, because Bernie was on our infamous Three Old Dudes karaoke. So we're not going to sing. I'm just going to sort of basically find out what Bernie's been up to, and she'll be joining us from Singapore. And the week after that, I've now got to sort of do my homework and think of questions for the director of the Yokohama Theatre Group, which will take me some time. But he will be the next guest after Bernie. And then it's a mystery, because Ingrid, who was on my show a few weeks ago, the Dutch Japanese specialist, she is in Japan, but due to the increasing uncertainty, she's wanting to come back sooner than expected. Originally, she was going to join me from Japan on the show at a sort of an earlier time, but that may not be the case. She may join from Holland again. I may try and see if she can join. And then at the end of the month, two friends I made who have their own channel, Stuffer, it's called. I made friends with them when I met up with Shinichi in Amsterdam, and they were there. And they have their own channel and do regular live streams, and they're going to be on the show at the end of the month. And then it'll be May, and almost half the year gone. Time goes by when you're the driver of a train steaming out of Trumpton with a truckload of cocaine and getting old. It goes really fast. That's the trouble with these microphone stands. I noticed that when Tikio-san was on your show, Radri, sort of, it hit the stand by accident and made that echoey noise. Ooh. Is it time for frozen pizza? It's time for your frozen pizza. Dr. Utka, by any chance? I shall be going to the supermarket tomorrow to get my Dr. Utka. Sponsored by Dr. Utka Frozen Pizzas. This has been Simon NoChaNoMa. And I shall round up and thank all my viewers, both live and after the event, and hope you enjoyed this show, and that you were not having sleepless nights with the thought of me wearing a bikini. See you next week on the Simon NoChaNoMa show, where it'll be slightly more sensible, and we'll have a guest, hopefully. But for now, thank you for joining me on the show. And thank you, Radri and Perk and Robert and Kei-san, if you're still there. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And stay safe. Don't go out unnecessarily. And don't mingle bodily fluids unnecessarily. And thank you for joining. See you next week, everybody. Bye for now. Somebody just joined, and I'm going. I'm terribly sorry. It's the end of the show, chaps. Bye. Jesus, man. Jesus, what? Jesus, man. I'm sorry, I'm slipping back into old habits. This is what it was like on Three Old Dudes. I'm trying to keep it clean. Okay. Bye for now.